This is Whiskey 2 Radio Echo, live in the RHR studio. Hey, this is Ray, W2RE. How's everybody doing today? Back in the, back here in the bunker. Let's work some DX from the best QTH in the U.S., Jonesport, Maine. We kicked some butt over the weekend on 20 meters. And we didn't even try. We didn't even have a real logger. Can you imagine that? If we had a real logger, a second radio, and quite honestly, a better operator, we could have made 3,000 Qs over the weekend on 20 meters. And not just one band. I can guarantee 40 meters. 40 meters would have been insane over the weekend with 4 elements of 4 over 4 on the Atlantic Ocean in Maine. But we had a good time. Appreciate everybody that checked in over the weekend. And it's good to see everybody popping in here. Good morning, Ryan. Good morning, Alessandro. Good to see you guys in here. You guys ready to hear some DX today? Or do you just want to sit here and chat with me and discuss about the contest over the weekend? Did you enjoy watching it? That's the most important thing. Was it entertaining? So we had a great time. We did really well. We used the RHR logger. There's some naysayers out there. It's an unfair advantage. It's all BS. There was no advantage of us streaming live. The only advantage we had is we have a great location, a great QTH, and that's it. The QTH cannot be beat. You cannot make up for a QTH. Yes, you can make up with great operators, but you cannot make up a QTH. If your QTH in Maine is better than a QTH in, say, New Jersey, and your New Jersey operators are better than the operator in Maine, yes, the operators from New Jersey are going to win. But if you have even operators in skill in Maine and any other state in the United States, Maine's going to win 90% of the time. Yes, there's times when Maine doesn't have an advantage. I've seen it already. I've seen where 40 meters in Maine, as the contest starts, it's crummy. But man, you want to be on 40 meters at 3 o'clock in the afternoon for Maine because you're just working DX like crazy. So anyway, good to see everybody in here. Hello, Waterford Men, Eric, Ian, Connor. Hey, Connor. And yeah, I definitely hid my frequency. I never told anybody to come spot me. I never told anybody where I was. They're just pulling straws. They're just looking for an excuse to DQ somebody that didn't do anything wrong. They're just looking to discredit the beautiful things we're doing in this hobby. I've won my share of contesting. I've won contest. But to discredit my operation because somebody put a frequency in the chat window, which we're going to correct for the next stream, we'll absolutely do that. Making a stink that I said, I'm at the bottom of the band, but didn't mention what band I'm on, I'll make that correction. I won't say it next time. Those were not advantages that got me the extra 2, 3, 500 more Qs than the top other scores in the U.S. on 20 meters. Came down to one thing. Came down to station design, which is probably the best in the U.S. You got to remember, our building where we have our RF station sits right below the tower. We have no coax loss. We designed the stations for minimum coax loss. That's huge. That's a big, big factor. Plus, being on the ocean. Listen, when we bought this property last summer, we specifically knew what we were looking for. We wanted a fire towards the ocean with no man-made noise in the way. And if you listen to the video at that 5 o'clock run, there's no man-made noise. I hear the weakest of the weak. And like you M7 guys that are in here now, like Tony, nobody else is hearing you guys. And when the band is marginal, yeah, when the band is open, you'll work guys into the U.S. But when that band is marginal, nobody is working you, except this station in Maine. So, with that said, we really appreciate everybody tuning in and watching the video over the weekend. There may be some things coming down. There may be a DQ. That's okay. Let them do it. It's only going to make them look bad. A guy promoting the hobby, and then, let's just DQ him because he may have violated a rule that kind of vague by saying, I'm near the bottom of the band. Did I say I'm actually near the bottom of 20 meters and I'm on 14,155? No, I never said that. I said I was on the bottom of the band, but I never mentioned what band that was. That's the rule number one. That's the one they're trying to get me on. The other rule violation is, somebody spotted him inside the chat window, which I'm totally against. I never even acknowledged that was in there, and nobody else acknowledged it. Nobody probably even knew what he was posting. So anyway, that's rule number 2 violation that they're trying to get me on. Trying to get me on a violation that somebody else did. I didn't ask them to post inside the chat window my frequency. I would totally discourage that. And I never even acknowledged it. Then later on, I noticed a few chatters said, "Hey, let's not put the frequency in there. Not a good idea." And I was totally for that. And then the third violation they're getting me on is that somebody said, "Hey, Ray, where are you?" I said, "I can't tell you where I am. I may have been spotted on the DS cluster." Me still say I'm still here. We have a timer on these stations. If you're not doing anything for 15 minutes, the timer comes on. And the third violation, like I said, somebody said, "Hey, Ray, where are you?" I said, "I can't tell you where I am. I may have been spotted on the DS cluster." I don't even know if I was spotted on the DS cluster because I'm running unassisted. I'm running a logger that doesn't even have the means to even know if I'm been spotted. So those are the 3 violations they're trying to get me on. For a guy that promoted the hobby and has had over 2 million video views and has brought this hobby to the front, they want to get me on 3 minor violations that had nothing to do with my score at the end of the day. Had nothing to do with it came down to one reason. The one reason and the only reason why we had the top 20 meter score in the U.S. And granted, I was handicapped. One radio, no packet cluster, no real logger. I had no way of knowing who dupes were. I couldn't chase anybody. I couldn't turn the dial. I only did this to bring ham radio to the forefront in contesting. And now they want to DQ me. How nice. Really, they want to DQ me because a few guys put in the chat window that I was on a certain frequency, and I didn't encourage anybody to do it. I didn't even know what was going to happen. The stream started up in the morning time. First time I'm ever doing a live stream for a contest, and somebody puts in the chat a frequency. They didn't say W2RE's on that frequency. They just put a frequency in there. It could have been any frequency. So they're gasping for straws. Listen, one guy in this hobby that has thick skin, it's me. They can go and they can do what they need to do. But the one thing I have is a big audience. A big audience and a great following. So I know you guys are all behind me. I've made a big in front getting people involved in the hobby. And if I'm guilty for doing that, then punish me. Punish me for bringing ham radio to the forefront. Punish me for being a contester and promoting contesting to the masses. Do it. I encourage you to DQ me because I'm going to love the day when I can bring this to this audience. They have not officially done it, but they're talking about it. They want me to change my log to a check log. Well, if I change my log to a check log, I have just admitted I'm guilty of violating a rule, which I did not violate. Show me the rule I violated. Prove that I violated a rule. There's nothing I did that gained one QSO. There was not one thing I did that gained one QSO. Not a single QSO was gained by me live streaming to this audience. If anything happened over the weekend, I got guys on the radio. Guys in chat said, you know what, there's a contest going on. I'm going to go out and work a bunch of people. They may have worked me, but they had to find me. They didn't know where I was. Except for a couple times when somebody put it in the chat. And for that reason only, they want to DQ me. Plus, he said he's near the bottom of the band, but never mentioned the band I was on. So let's see how this transpires. And hopefully they'll sit back and realize, you know what? This is really good for contesting. Let's embrace it. But let's put some rules in there. Certain things that you cannot and cannot do. I felt that I didn't do anything, which may be vague, that blatantly violated any rules. So it's good to see everybody in here. We're going to make ham radio fun. They can go around and, try to bring us down. Never going to happen. We're going to get on the radio. We're going to operate like we do here. And without you guys watching, this wouldn't be as fun as it is. I'm enjoying this. They have now motivated me. And I want to make this announcement. We're doing CQWPX contest. I think it's March 28th and 29th. We are going to live stream it. Yes, we are going to live stream it. And we invited the brightest youths on RHR, the brightest youths that are really into contesting to join our multi-multi. Yes, we're going to do a multi-multi, and we're going to live stream it. And Lee and I, WW2DX, and myself, are going to have youths 25 years or younger to participate with us. And we're going to live stream it. I would love to see them DQ us on that one. I would love to see them DQ us by bringing youth to amateur radio and inviting them to operate literally the best stations in the U.S. Undoubtedly, we now know that Jonesport, Maine is a killer on 20 meters. That was proven this weekend. I did not have a contest logger. I was single op one radio. And I wasn't even serious until the second day when somebody told me I might have KQ2M's record. Oh, maybe they'll get me on that violation. Somebody told me KQ2M's record was in, question here. Them being the contest committee, them being the God Almighty guys that sit in a bunker that have this secret email reflector that is circulating on how are we going to handle W2RE's log. I have names of a few who are on that list. Unfortunately, they didn't realize that somebody on that list was an anonymous tipper. Gave me all the information, what they're trying to do. They're forcing me to put on a check log so they don't have to do any homework. So they don't have to DQ me. They want the easy way out. They don't want this headache. But you know what? We're going to move forward. This hobby needs some innovation. This hobby needs live streaming for contesting. If anything, if they were paying any little bit of attention, that 2 million people have viewed in to watch ham radio live. Now, let's put that into perspective. Let's put this into perspective. The biggest ham radio show today that I think of is what? Ham Radio Now, Ham Radio Nation. I don't even know what their viewership is. I can guarantee you they don't have 2 million people watching them since the first of the year. So, anyway, I'm going to turn up the radio here, and we're going to work some DX. And please share the video, because I want this to get out into the community so they can see my opening statement. So let's work some DX here. Let's find a frequency. Okay, looking for a frequency. Am I allowed to tell what frequency I'm on? Oh, we're outside of a contest. Yes, we can do that. Is this frequency in use? Is this frequency in use? Hello, CQ. CQ 20 meters, CQ 20. CQ 20, CQ 20, CQ 20. Whiskey 2 Radio Echo, Whiskey 2 Radio Echo, QRZ 20 meters. CQ 20, CQ 20, CQ 20. CQ 20 meters, CQ 20 meters. CQ 20, beaming Europe, beaming Europe, beaming Europe. This is Whiskey 2 Radio Echo, Whiskey 2 Radio Echo in the state of Maine, QRZ. Let me turn the volume up here.
WTRE from Mike India Zero, Hotel Mike Yankee.
Mike India Zero, Hotel Mike Yankee, booming 59 plus, over.
Roger, right, good to work you this afternoon here from Northern Ireland. Booming in as usual, 5 and 9 plus 10 plus 20. We're just watching your live stream there, so we knew where to find you. So
okay, great.
Talk to you again there, go.
Okay, very good, very good. Give me your suffix again. I got Mike India Zero.
Roger, Mike India Zero, Hotel Mike Yankee, Hotel Mike Yankee, Roger.
Okay, Mike Italy Zero, Hotel Mike Yankee. Good to see you. You're doing well. You're 5'9" plus into the state of Maine. And thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Go ahead.
Roger. Anyway, Ray, well, 73's to you, getting close to the weekend, so have a good weekend, and hopefully we'll do it again soon. W2RE from MI0HMY, off and clear. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. 73 and take care. Appreciate the call. This is Whiskey 2 Radio Echo, QRZ.
Golf 3 Victor Mike.
Hey, Daniel, Golf 3 Victor Mike, Bowman, 59 plus.
Okay, it's all right. I was just peeling some potatoes watching your live stream there, so I thought I'd jump out in the shack. You're 20 over, okay, great signal. Didn't hear you at the weekend. I wasn't on much, to be honest. Didn't have much time this weekend, Ray, but I hear your pain, mate, and don't stress it, Ray.
Yeah, Roger, Dan. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, you know, you got to break a few eggs to make an omelet. The way I look at it. And you know what? We got thick skin. And good to hear you. You're very, very strong. Almost 30 over. Get back to cooking. Have fun, old man. We had a great time over the weekend. Golf 3 Victor Mike, Whiskey 2 Radio Echo.
Yeah, okay, Ray. Yeah, just don't let it get to you, mate. Just move on and move forward. You learn from these things that are thrown at you, mate, so don't stress. W2RE from G3VM. Great signal as always, Ray. 7-3.
7-3. Appreciate it. Good to hear you. As always. Love my friends over there in the UK. We still can travel between the two countries in Europe. That's the only one. 73. Take care.
George 4, United Juliet Sierra.
George 4, United Juliet Sugar. Booming 30 over. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, Ray. Hey, Ray, don't let them get you down, mate. Don't let them get you down. We will support you and the great things you do for our hobby. You're 5 and 9, of course. W2REG for you, Jeff.
Well, I fully appreciate it. I know it's all going to work out at the end. This hobby's moving forward, and you know what? People like you and the great people around the world that are watching, I appreciate it. Golf 4 United Juliet Sugar, Whiskey 2 Radio Echo. As always, thanks for calling.
Yeah, you take care, Ray. 73, my friend.
73. This is Whiskey 2 Radio Echo in the state of Maine, QRZ.
Papa Delta 3, America, Mexico.
Papa Delta 3, America, Mexico. Booming, as always. Well over 5 and 9. I think we worked over the weekend, didn't we?
Yeah, Roger, working the contest. It was a big pile-up in your contest. I hear many stations calling out, listening via the Facebook, and it was a big pile-up, over.
Yeah, Roger. We're taking ham radio to the next level. It was an absolute pleasure this weekend operating the contest, even though I wasn't even serious. It was just amazing. It was an amazing experience, and it was great to work you. And I think you're running, 25 watts? Are you a 25-watt station or a 100-watt station? Go ahead.
I work now with 70 whiskey, 70, over.
Yeah, you're just booming in here, well over S9. And how was our signal over the weekend? How did we compare to the other U.S. stations on the band? Go ahead.
Yeah, Roger, it was booming. The propagation was very good the weekend, I must say. But you're really booming in, and you have so many stations, but I think you're the strongest, over.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, I got a lot of that over the weekend. You're the strongest from the U.S. I think VY2ZM was up there. He was doing pretty well himself. So, yeah, we're definitely taking ham radio to the next level. It's great to hear you this morning, or afternoon here and evening there. And refresh me on the name. Like I said, my logger here doesn't give me any information. I don't know nothing. And it takes me a while to put names with call signs. Go ahead.
Yeah, Roger, the name is Buzz, like Bravo, America, Sugar Ray. Okay, I'll let you go. Many callers will call you. You are a popular station. I wish you all a great day in 73 from Amsterdam, over.
Good to hear you. Thanks for calling in, 73. This is Whiskey 2 Radio Echo.
Italy Uniform 1, India, Mexico, Charlie.
It's a United 1, Italy, Mexico, Charlie. Booming. 59 plus, over.
Okay, dear friend, also your signal is very booming here in Nordovest Italy. 5-9 plus, amazing modulation. My working condition, ICOM 7300 and a simple dipole multi-band on the roof, and I think 300 watt in antenna. Back to you.
Roger. Yeah, you're doing great. Fantastic copy. 59, 5 and 9. I'm running at the moment 5 over 5 over 5. Running about, looks like 1,400 watts. Go ahead.
Okay, dear friends, many stations call you. 73, enjoy your radio, enjoy your pile-up. Bye-bye.
Thanks for calling in. Appreciate it. 73. QRZ, Whiskey 2 Radio Echo.
Germany 0, Delta Tango X-ray.
Germany 0, Delta Tango X-ray. Good to hear you. 5-9 plus. Go ahead.
Yeah, Roger, Ray. Name's John. And you're 5-9 plus 15. A quick comment. I was just watching the live stream, mate. Quick comments about the weekend, the contest of the week. I was going to take part in it, and the wife reminded me that the grandkids was here, so I was actually watching yourself and another amateur who was streaming. I won't give the call sign out in case he gets into trouble. But the rules are you're not supposed to sell spot, but you didn't sell spot. So it's a bad one, mate. If they actually just looked at your the stream, you can see that you've worked hard. Every time I turn the TV on, mate, and because that's why I watch YouTube, I'm messing about with the grandkids. Turn it on, I'm going back to your live stream and the other streamer.
the other radio am, and you're both working. He was searching pouncing, but obviously he was just working the frequency. But you put in the hours, mate. I think it's a bit stupid. If you actually just went ahead and watched what you was actually doing, because the evidence is there, it'd all be well and good there, Ray. But thanks for promoting the hobby, mate. It's a good. You did a good job, mate. Whiskey 2 Radio Echo, Germany 0, Delta Tango X-Ray.
Very good, fantastic. Yeah, the previous 5 QSOs here all agreed that the frequency was never shown. I never told anybody where I was. I never asked anybody to spot me, and so we're good. We're good. I mean, listen, like I said, the rules has the actual final results haven't come out, but there is a secret email going around. Fortunately, I have somebody, an insider, that told me this was taking place. So, with that said, I won't go any further with that. Appreciate the call. Thanks for the kind words. Golf 0, Delta Tango X-Ray, Whiskey 2, Radio Echo.
Yeah, Roger, Ray. Well, like you say, just pull your socks up and get on with the next one. But as for actually breaking any rules, it's quite plain that you didn't. You just sat there for God knows how many hours, had a break, and then come back for X amount of hours. Like I said, I was on and off all the time. I didn't take part, but I actually took part with yourself, sir. And I'm sure many people have actually got an insight now into contesting. I contested myself, but a lot of people don't understand it, and I think they've got more of an idea what's going on. Okay, Ray, catch you later, mate. Nice to meet you again. Whiskey 2, Radio Echo, Germany 0, Delta Tango X-Ray. Cheers and beers, mate.
Cheers and beers. Always a pleasure, my friend. Love working you guys over here in Europe. You're just booming in here. And John, we'll catch you the next time. And thanks as always. Golf 0, Delta Tango X-Ray, Whiskey 2, Radio Echo, 7-3. Bye-bye.
Cheers, buddy.
Echo 6, November, Kilo, Germany.
Sierra Victor 1.
Okay, the Sugar Victor 1. Sugar Victor 1, make your call.
Okay, thank you very much. Sierra Victor 1, Echo, Japan Delta. Thank you very much, my friend. Your signal in Athens is 5-9, real 5-9, very strong and very clear modulation. Whiskey 2, Radio Echo, Sierra Victor 1, Echo, Japan Delta, over.
Yeah, Sugar Victor 1, Echo, Japan Delta, Whiskey 2, Radio Echo. Yeah, that's another thing I should mention. The audio reports that I get remote are better than people sitting in front of their own radio. And what I'm doing here is I got a Heil Pro PR77 directly plugged into my PC, and that's how I feed the audio to the remote station. So appreciate that. Sugar Victor 1 Echo Japan Delta, you're 5.9 plus about 10 dB. Go ahead.
Thank you very much, Ray. Thank you very much. I look at the Facebook page. Okay, here is 400 watt, and cruise craft with 7 element cruise craft X-ray 7. The radio is ICOM 756 Pro 3. Thank you very much for QSO. Good luck and good DX. Whiskey 2, Radio Echo, Sierra Victor 1, Echo, Japan Delta, over.
Okay, thanks for calling in. Appreciate it. 73, and we'll catch you again. Whiskey 2, Radio Echo. So, Ryan, I turned the volume down. Ryan, I appreciate that. Yes, we've gotten a lot of people into amateur radio. I'm waiting for them to do anything because I got emails. Not 100, not 200, maybe 300 to 500 emails from non-amateurs and shortwave listeners around the world. Hey, I didn't know ham radio was that much fun. Tell me all about it. Tell me how to get involved. Most of them are not from the U.S. I tell you, we got a big inroad in Indonesia that watch these videos. Yeah, none of them are amateurs. Ryan, are you an amateur radio operator by any chance? Do you have a call sign? Charlie, appreciate it. Let me turn up the volume here and continue on. QRZ, Whiskey 2, Radio Echo.
Oscar Echo 6, November, Kilo, Germany.
Oscar
6, November, Kilo, Germany, please.
Oscar Echo 6, November Kilo, Germany. Very strong. You're 59, 5 and 9 in Maine. Over.
Occupant, copy the Delta Whiskey 2 Radio Echo.
10 over.
Oscar Echo 6, November,
You
Kilo,
do not have a ham
Germany,
radio
Delta.
license.
Good morning to
There you go.
In Maine, state of Maine. And thank you very much for the signal report 5 and 9.
By the way, this is a Mets hat.
5 and
New
9
York baseball
here in
team.
Southern Austria.
If anybody was wondering.
My name is Norbert. November,
Norbert.
Oscar, Romeo, Bravo, Echo, Romeo, Tango. November, Oscar, Romeo, Bravo, Echo, Romeo, Tango. QTH near the city of Graz. Golf Romeo, Alpha, Zulu. Golf Romeo, Alpha, Zulu. Maybe it was worked before, but you have a good signal strength here. 5-9, very strong. Whiskey 2, Radio Echo, 6 kg.
Okay, very good, Norbert. Very good. Good to work you. You're doing very, very well, my friend. You're 5'9 plus 10 dB. Can you tell me your antenna again and how much power you're running? Go ahead.
Okay. My equipment here is a very old one from Kenwood. It's the DS520 Sugar.
Mike into 0, Tango Bravo
Using
Delta.
Homebrew linear. 400 watts output with one tube from Philips QB 750. And antenna is the old high-gain quad antenna. The tournament quad from high-gain, HQ2 from high-gain. And working with this antenna since about 40 years. I'm very good with this antenna here in my QTH, dear friend Ray. I'm very sad there's no production from the high-gain quad antennas. Mike, back to you. W2 Radio Echo, 6 kg.
Okay, peaking 20 over, 5'9 plus 20. Running 5 over 5 over 5. Running a little bit more than 1 kilowatt. Thanks for calling in. 73, take care. Oscar Echo 6, November Kilo Golf, Whiskey 2, Radio Echo.
Zulu Kilo Mexico.
Hotel Bravo 9, Hotel Bravo Yankee.
Stand by, Luke.
System, dear friend Ray. Wish you best of 73. Good DX and greetings from Austria. 73 from Oscar Echo 6, November. Kilo
That's
Germany.
great, Tom.
Goodbye.
Okay, bye-bye, 73. Hotel Bravo 9, Hotel Bravo Yankee. Hey, Luke, what's going on?
Hello, Ray, thank you. Hotel Bravo 9, Hotel Bravo Yankee. Very, very good signal. In 5-9, 5-8,
20.
and 5-9. Whiskey 2 Radio Echo, Hotel Bravo 9, Hotel Bravo Yankee.
Yeah, you're peaking 30 over. 5'9 plus 30. That's an incredible signal. Go ahead.
Yes, okay, Cressel, thank you. Big signal and 5-9 plus and 5-9 plus. And video and picture and Facebook Live. 73, Ray, bientôt.
Kilo 5.
73, take care. Appreciate the call. This is Whiskey 2, Radio Echo. Italy Zulu 1, Zulu Kilo Mike, 5'9 plus, 59 plus, over.
Hi, it's okay, Gary. 59 plus, your signal in Northwest Italy. My name Ivo, India Victor Oscar, over.
Okay, Evo, very good. You're sounding great here. I'm located in the state of Maine, Jonesport, Maine, sitting on the Atlantic Ocean, running 5 over 5 over 5, and I'm operating remote. I'm physically here in my my office here in New York, and the transmitter is 500 miles to the northeast of me. QSL?
QSL in remote in Maine. Okay. My antenna is a 3-element Yagi homemade full size, and my power in this moment
Hey,
is
Connor.
80-90 watt, no amplifier. Okay,
Connor,
very
tell the
strong,
audience
very
what we
strong
do for you.
station. 73, ciao, good Dix.
73, take care, bye-bye. Appreciate the call. Ciao. QRZ, Whiskey 2, Radio Echo. Okay, Delta Lima 1, Delta Radio Victor, booming 59 plus, over.
Thank you very much. My name is Hagen, Hotel Alpha Golf Echo November. I'm operating a maritime mobile station here off the coast of the Bahamas, and your signal report here in the Bahamas is 5 and 9 as well. Good audio, a little bit of slurry background sometimes.
Italy Kilo 5, Delta Golf.
But other than that, good signal.
Make your deal too.
Okay, Hargan, appreciate it. I'm not even beaming in your direction. I'm beaming towards Europe at the moment. All right, thanks for calling in. Delta Lima 1, Delta Radio Victor, Whiskey 2, Radio Echo, 7-3.
Italy Uniform 2, Mike Fox Fox.
Mike India 0, Yankee Bravo Hotel.
Mike India 0, Bravo, Yankee Bravo Hotel. Good to hear you. 5-9 plus, over.
Okay, no
Hey,
problem.
good morning,
Ray.
John.
Thank you very much for the 5-9 plus. Yeah, you're pretty
DK.
much the same here.
DK.
Usual big 5-9 plus 20 plus. And I was just trying out the new FT DX 101 MP. Just acquired it yesterday afternoon, and literally I've just got it set up here. So apologies if the audio or anything's not good. I haven't got that chance to get diving into the menus and so on. I've sort of just got it out of the back and connected it up. So you're starting good this way anyway, Ray. 59 plus 20, no problem. Microphone back to you there, W2RE MY0YBH.
Okay, great to hear you again. Always a pleasure. The new rig is doing fine for you. You're doing absolutely fantastic here in Maine today. It's good sounding and great audio. Mike India 0, Yankee Bravo Hotel, Whiskey 2, Radio Echo.
Okay, Ray, keep up the good work on there. I was listening to your thing there on the live stream, and it's a disgrace what they're trying to do there. And we'll not go into that too much, but keep up the good work. We're all rooting for you here on this side.
Italy Uniform 2, Mike
YBH off and clear. 7-3, Ray.
73. You know, I'll make a comment on that. You know, I was a here in the United States, and I'm sure around the country, I was in a union, and I was the head shop steward of a union of a 100-man shop. And the one thing that I learned in life is that you can get a lot of things done when you have a group and you could stick together. You can get a lot of things done when you have a group and you could stick together. So I'm very positive that we're all going to do well at the end here. This hobby is going to grow. We're going to get young people involved, just like Connor. Connor's going to be he's a youth, and he's going to get involved. So it's all going to work out at the end. Mike India 0, Yankee Bravo Hotel, Whiskey 2, Radio Echo, 7-3. Bye-bye.
Okay,
Italy Uniform 2, Mike
on board, certainly there's absolutely no reason, and we're championing everything you do here, and fair play to you. All the best, Ray. Enjoy the rest of your day there. Take care. 7-3.
7-3, appreciate it. Thanks for calling in. This is Whiskey 2, Radio Echo.
Italy Uniform 2, Mike Fox Fox. Italy Uniform 2, Mike Fox Fox.
Italy United 2, Mike Fox. You're 5-9 plus 20. Go ahead.
Okay. Good luck. My name is Peter. My QTH is Stradella Pavia, 30 kilometers for Milano, 5 and 9 for you, QSL.
Okay, Peter from Milano, from Italy. Ciao, my friend. 73. Bye-bye.
Ciao.
QRZ.
Kilo 2, Victor Fox Radio.
Victor Fox Radio. Go ahead.
Italy Kilowatt 2, Victor Fox Radio. QSL.
Italy Kilo 2, Victor Fox Radio. Tremendous signal. Tremendous. 59 plus, my friend. Over to you. Audio's a little distorted.
5-9 plus also very strong signal in northern Italy. Angelis Mario, Mike Alpha Radio Indiana, many contacts with you. Whiskey 2 Radio Echo, IQ2 Victor Fox Radio.
QSL, thanks for calling in. Italy Kilo 2, Victor Fox Radio, Whiskey 2 Radio Echo.
Thank you very much.
Hey, Connor, shouldn't you be in school right now? Or are you playing hooky? Or are you watching me on your iPhone at school? I want to know how you're watching me, Connor. You're supposed to be in high school, aren't you? All right.
Golf
0, Romeo Whiskey Oscar.
Golf Italy 0, make your call.
Golf Italy 0, Radio Whiskey Oscar.
Okay, very good. Golf Italy 0, Radio Whiskey Hotel. You're 5 and 9, 59. QSL?
Yeah, QSL, Ray. The call is Radio Whiskey Oscar, Radio Whiskey Ontario. Keep up the good work, Ray. 73.
Pleasure's all mine, my friend. Thanks for calling in, 73. Now I'm going to do something that I typically do once every 10 minutes or 20 minutes here. I'm only going to look for everybody else must stand by. This is very important. I must do this. Everybody else stand by. I'm looking for any mic number 3s, mic number 6s, or mic number 7s running 10 watts. 10 watt stations only. Mic number 3, mic number 6, mic number 7. Mic number 3, mic number 6, mic number 7. Please make your call. Okay, nothing heard. Nothing heard. My frequency's more busier now with QRM than in the contest over the weekend. QRZ, Whiskey 2, Radio Echo.
Mexico 1.
Okay, Mexico 1, Mexico 1.
Mexico 1, Bravo, Kilo,
Okay, Mexico 1, Bravo, Kilo, Quebec, 5 and 9, 59 in the state of Maine, over.
Yeah, the call is Mexico 1, Bravo, Kilo, Lima.
Mike India 0, Tango Bravo.
Okay, Mike 1, Bravo, Kilo, Lima, 5 and 9, 59, over.
Thank you, you're also 5 and 9, name is Paul, Papa Alpha United Lima. QTH is about 40 kilometres south of the city of Liverpool. Back to you.
Okay, thanks for calling in. Appreciate it. 73 and take care. Mike 1, Bravo, Kilo, Lima. Thanks. This is Whiskey 2, Radio Echo, QRZ. Juliet Golf.
Juliet Golf.
This amplifier is running really hot today. Turned it down to 50 watts. Usually it takes 65 watts to get 1500 out. I'm wondering, maybe because I got all 3 antennas in. Let's turn the volume up here. Okay, QRZ, Whiskey 2, Radio Echo. Okay, Mike India 0, Tango Bravo Delta, very strong, 59 plus, over.
Hello, Ray. That's
Yeah, I'm really losing control of this frequency. I don't know what's going on here today. Mike India 0, Tango Bravo Delta, you're 5 and 9, 59, QSL.
You're on here 5 and 7, 27, Ray. 27, a lot of QRM on the frequency for me, Ray. A lot of QRM there, but you're doing okay there. Many thanks for answering the call there. It's good to make the contact with you, Ray. I'm good to congratulate you on your contest over the weekend. Congratulations on number 1, Ray. Go ahead.
Yeah, Roger, appreciate it. Yeah, we had number 1 QSOs on 20 meters. And looks like also the highest 20-meter QSOs from the U.S. between all categories. Yeah, it was a fun weekend. Okay, appreciate you calling in, 73, and take care. Mike Italy 0, Tango Bravo Delta, Whiskey 2, Radio Echo. Okay, thanks for calling in, 73. Bye-bye. QRZ, Whiskey 2, Radio Echo. Something with whiskey again?
Italy Sugar 0, Hotel November Whiskey.
Wow, what a signal. Italy Sugar 0, Hotel November Whiskey. I can't believe how loud you are, Alessandro, with that wire off of your balcony. You're 59, QSL?
Wow, that's incredible, okay? I'm running about 500 watts, and I'm here to tell you that I'm with you, my brother, with your problems with RRL, and I'm on your side, just to let you know that.
I know you are, Alessandro. I know that. You my good friend from Italy. Actually, from Sardinia. Yeah, good to hear you this morning. You really surprised me with that signal. Your dipole on the balcony is doing fantastic.
QSP on the band. On the band. But anyway, I'm glad to contact you again one time more. Okay. So thank you very much for coming back to my call, and I'm always on your side. Remember, thank you very much, and bye-bye.
Roger. Yep, thank you for calling in, Alessandro, and good to hear you. Alessandro, posting here in the chat window. Post in the chat window the antenna system you were just working. Show the other viewers the antenna you were just operating from. That would be very good information. So hams in Europe understand it doesn't take very much to get across the pond. Post that antenna, the picture you sent me the other day. QRZ, Whiskey 2, Radio Echo. Echo India 9, Charlie Bravo Bravo, 5 and 9.
Echo Juliet Golf. 5 and 9 also into Ireland. I worked you many a time before. The name is John. So I hope you're keeping well. WX is cold today. It's only
no, I'm using the push to talk on the
it's sunny,
the keyboard.
Cold and very windy. Put it back to you. W2 Whiskey 2 Radio Echo India 9. Charlie Bravo Bravo.
Okay, Echo India 9, Charlie Bravo Bravo. Very good. You're sounding fantastic. 5 and 9, 59. Good to hear you. 73. Yeah, WR3Y. I think it's Scott. I'm using the Heil PR77. Basically, what I do is I take that, I go into the DXMate, and from the DXMate, I go back to the PC. I do not use a foot switch. All I do is use the control key, the CTRL key, and it pushes my push to talk. That's how I did it over the weekend. I was very handicapped when I operated a contest over the weekend. I didn't have a foot switch. I didn't have a check part. It was just brutal for me to operate the contest. But we managed. I think my log is going to be really accurate. You know why I think that over the weekend? Because I didn't have check partial. I think check partial, you make a lot of mistakes with check partial. I think you make a lot of assumptions. And I didn't use the check partial, which means I really had to make sure I had their call correct. So I think the log is going to be really clean. If it's accepted. That's the key. QRZ? Okay, the Echo Juliet Golf. Echo Juliet Golf, make your call. Okay, Delta Lima 1 Echo Japan Golf, 5 and 9, 59. QSL? Man, this frequency is really bad. Yeah, I'm going to go look for another frequency. Stand by. Can't believe how busy it is. Is this frequency in use? CQ20, Whiskey 2, Radio Echo. Whiskey 2, Radio Echo, QRZ.
CQDX, Force 5, Bravo, Whiskey Romeo. France 5, Bravo, Whiskey Romeo lance appel pour une essai d'antenne et repasse à l'écoute.
Mike 3, Alpha Whiskey Delta, 5 and 9, 59. QSL?
Ouais, QSL. you're not speaking English, you're speaking French.
To be quite honest, but I'll second everybody else's comments as well. We've said it before. We're on your side. I've had my problems with contest committees as well, and we're on your side.
Whiskey.
Yeah, Roger, Scotty. Appreciate that. Thanks for calling in. I cannot find a clear frequency here on 20 meters. It goes to show you, man, propagation's really starting to change. Mike 3, Alpha Whiskey Delta, Whiskey 2, Radio Echo, 7-3, bye-bye.
Today at all. Don't know what's going on. I've been on the radio most of the day, and not a lot of strong stuff about it's pretty quiet back, to be quite honest. Strange day. All the best, Ray. Take care, and be well. Catch you soon. W2RE, MM3AWD. See you later.
Okay, 73, and take care. Bye-bye. Whiskey 2, Radio Echo.
Mike 0, India, Radio Bravo.
Mike 0, India Radio Bravo. Good to hear you. You're 5-9, 59, QSL.
QSL, Ray, thank you very much. It's Sam, Sierra Alpha Mike Sam from New York, Yankee Oscar Romeo Kilo. Very wet, very windy day today. Very windy and blustery here. Over.
Yeah, very good, Sam. Very good on the weather. You know what? I haven't even been outside today. I don't even know what the weather is like outdoors. And it's already past noontime. I came down here. I didn't even have breakfast yet. I didn't even have a cup of coffee. Well, I did have hot chocolate. But, yeah, it's I have no idea what the weather's like. I should probably go outside and take a look. I'm so busy. I had over 100 emails from people around the world this morning that I answered. Plus, I did some social media stuff. So, good to hear you, Sam. Mike 0, Italy Radio Bravo, 5-9, 59 into the state of Maine. QSL?
QSL, Ray, I hope you're still getting me okay because a little bit of QSB on the frequency at the moment. You're 5 and 9, sometimes 5 and 9 plus 20, and then you go right down to about 5 and 4, 5 and 4. Maybe the wind's blowing my antenna around, I don't know. But you're sounding great, Ray. You go and have a break and have a cup of coffee, Ray. You look after yourself, over.
Yeah, Roger. Thanks for your concerns. I will certainly go get a cup of coffee or something to eat here shortly. I'm going to work a few more. I've been on the air for 50 minutes. I'll put another 10 minutes or so in here. Mike 0, Italy Radio Bravo. Thanks for calling in. 7-3 from Whiskey 2, Radio Echo. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye, Ray. Till the next time. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
73, thanks. Whiskey 2, Radio Echo.
Mexico 7, Whiskey Ocean Bravo.
Hey, Paul. Mike 7, Whiskey Oscar Bravo. Good to hear you. You're 5-9, 59, over.
That was hard work this morning. Yeah, a bit of QSB from you today, Ray. Between 5 and 9, so 55, 59 today. Funny skip today, Ray.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, the band sounds weird to me. I'm getting a lot of QRM, but the signals are all over the place. But your 10 watts is making it across the pond, no problem. 5 and 9, QSL.
West Virginia in the morning, but it's a real trouble today.
Okay, 73, take care. Mike 7, Whiskey Ocean Baker. Thanks for calling in, 7-3. This is Whiskey 2, Radio Echo, QRZ. Yeah, propagation is kind of weird today. And I really need to go get something to eat. Anyway, I do appreciate everybody tuning in here today and listening to my opening statement and understand where I stand with the contest over the weekend. I am going to do CQ Worldwide, WPX, multi-single or multi-multi, most likely multi-multi. And it's going to be, we're probably going to use the call sign Whiskey 2 Delta X-Ray. I don't know that for sure. And I really don't want to mention the call I'm going to be using because, God forbid, that gets back to anybody that I mentioned the call I'm going to use in a contest. So I'm just going to keep that to myself until I'm on the air. Also, during the contest, we're going to live stream. We're absolutely going to live stream the contest. This is the future of the hobby. If we're going to get people involved in contesting, if we're going to get people involved in ham radio, we got to bring it to the masses. I got people right here in chat right now that we're talking to. They're not even ham radio operators, but they watch the show. Do you get it? I mean, you don't have to be a brain scientist to understand the value of social media today. It's where it's at. If we're going to grow this hobby, we got to be on social media. It's a must. But the freaking old timers that have no idea what social media is, that just downplay it, hate it, are the ones that are holding back this hobby. They're severely holding this hobby back. And it's really, really irritating. So yes, we're going to live stream the WPX contest. Like it or not. Like it or not. We're going to stream WPX, and we're inviting several youths, bright youths that are the best in the hobby to join us. Because you know what? We have the best youth program in amateur radio. Hands down. Connor's in here speaking with us as we do talk. He's on Summit, 20 meters. Let me see if he's still on the band. I don't see him connected to Summit, but he was just on there. We got the greatest and the brightest youths on amateur radio. Social media is the key to reaching the young people. We have to do it. So I may have made a few indiscretions. Could be for debate. Could be for debate if I actually violated anything. Telling somebody or telling the audience when it was the first thing in the morning, nobody was even watching at the time. Hey, I found a clear frequency and I'm at the bottom of the band, but never mentioned what band I was on. My frequency was invisible. My frequency was invisible. So what band could W2RB be on at 5:05 in the morning? Never mentioned that. Could have been 40 meters. Could have been 80 meters. Nobody knew what frequency I was on. I know I'm beating a dead horse to death here, but I want to make it very important to everybody here that's watching. And by the end of the day, this video will have 5,000 hits. Give it a few more days and I have 10,000 hits. Give it 2 weeks and I have 20,000 hits. And this video may even actually get more. You know why? Because it's going to get out onto the CQ contest reflector that W2RE made an opening statement. Everybody come watch it. But nah, I'm giving them way too much credit. They only have 20 people that follow CQ contest. So that's probably not going to happen. But they'll find something I did wrong here on this video. Even though I never transmitted that I was operating remote ham radio. False statement that they've made already on CQ contest reflector. They just blatantly lie. Just like when they tried to destroy remote ham radio when we started. Tried to destroy W2RE. Tried to destroy Lee WW2DX. They went out of their way to destroy us. And they are our peers. Other ham radio operators. The contest community is much better than the DS community when remote ham radio came out. I'll give that credit. There are some really good people in the contest community that understand it, that get it. But then there are a handful of guys on a secret email reflector that don't get it. These are the guys that don't like social media. They don't like social media. It's bad. Donald Trump uses it pretty successfully. And I'm not saying either way if I support him or not. Social media is here today. And if we're going to use it to promote ham radio, we should absolutely be doing it. Yes, old crusty hate remotes. That's right, WR3Y. You remember the day when we were getting beat up on all these forums? We were the devil. And now we're the bad guy for streaming a contest. God forbid we have 2 million people watching our videos and promoting amateur radio. Nah, they don't mention that. They don't ever, God forbid they ever mention the RHR youth program. God forbid. A program that has youth on the air every day free of charge. Operating the best stations in the U.S. For a matter of fact, one of the youths yesterday, 13 years old, came in third place in the CWT. God forbid they ever mention that. Because they're haters. They don't want to see success. They don't want to see this hobby grow. They only want it for themselves. I'm a big proponent. We need to change our licensing structure just like the UK's. The people that are running the United Kingdom, whatever radio organization that may be, I don't even know what it's called, the GRSB, something like that. They get it. They understand it. I just worked Mike 7 Whiskey Oscar Bravo. Paul, he's running 10 watts. We don't have that program here in the U.S. to get level entry ops on HF. Oh, we give technicians 10 meters. What good is that? 10 meters is not going to be open for another 3 or 4 years. We've been failed by the ARRL in a big way. And I mean a big way. When the ARRL sends youths to us to get them on the air, there's something wrong. There's something very, very wrong. And then have some committee that I operate an ARRL DS contest going to decide if I violated some rule. Please, give me a break. This is getting way out of control. I know people don't like W2RE because I do big stuff. I understand it. I understand that I do stuff that most don't do. Nobody's going to take the risk of leaving a job at 50 years old. I left a job at 50 years old. I could have kept working and built up my pension. I left at 50 years old to go start this. To start the remote ham radio business. Nobody would take that risk. I drove a truck for a living. 30 years. I was a route driver in New Rochelle, New York. Had a route. I was a distributor. Granted, I was making a lot of money back in the 1980s. I was making commission. I was making good money. I bought my first house at 18 years old. I was right out of high school. I started driving a truck for Pepsi Cola in Mount Vernon, New York, and my route was in New Rochelle and Larchmont. I bought my first house at 18 because I was making too much money. I needed a tax write-off. And I worked and broke my butt for 30 years. Then one day, I said, you know what? I've had enough. I took the truck back to the company and said, you know what? Thanks for the 30 years. I'm going to do something different. So for the first 2 years, after I left the company, I didn't take a paycheck. I built up this business. The business that these guys tried to destroy. Meaning some DXers and some contesters. Not everybody. Not everybody. But the forums and the vicious attacks were well known. Everybody knows it. So, I know I'm on a rant here today. I understand it. But this needs to be put out there. That there are a few, not everybody, that do not want to see the progress of this hobby. They do not want to see live streaming. They think live streaming is going to ruin the hobby. Meanwhile, since I've been live streaming for the first of the year, I've been live streaming longer than that. I actually live streamed my 2018 WPX contest and wasn't a problem back then. Nobody ever had a problem with me streaming then. And I won. WPX 2018 SSB, I live streamed, and I got video to prove it. I was not, nothing ever came out of it. What's different today is W2RE showed up on the scene, operated a big station in Maine, and made the most QSOs on 20 meters. Can't have it. That's what happened. He must have cheated. There's no way he can make more Qs than a multi-multi. That's where we are today. And it's unfortunate that I have to deal with this. But you know what? They have just created a lot of publicity for us. One guy sent me an email and said, you know what? You're a marketing genius. Marketing genius. I was a truck driver for 30 years. He's telling me I'm a marketing genius, and he's in marketing. He goes, you're smart what you're doing. Now that everybody knows you've live streamed and you're possibly going to be DQ'd, everybody's going to want to see what you did wrong. So, I know, again, I'm on a rant here today. But I need this to get out to the public. A lot of people, a lot of very high profile contesters follow me here. Not everybody is a contester. You know what? The contesting community is very small, very tiny. It's a pretty tight-knit community. But we have some people in there that don't get it. Just like people in the ARRL don't get it, there's people in these contest committees that don't get it either. They don't get it at all. They want to have the good old boys club. I will never mention names. I will never mention names. I'm not that type of person. Like I said, I was a shop steward for 30 years, a head shop steward of a 100-man shop. I know when to bite my lip, and I know when to speak out. And there's certain things in this hobby that you need to speak out about. And one of them is when you're going to be DQ'd for something that you did wrong, you speak out. There's some fights you fight, and there's some fights you just don't. And I think this is one of them that needs to be brought to attention. Because if we're going to expand contesting, if we're going to hear contesting, and we want to expand the contesting community, and we want to get more people in contesting, and we want to save the bands, social media is going to be it. I've already proven that. 3 million views. 2 million views. 2.3 million views. The last I checked, last week. Since the first of the year. Most of the views are from Facebook. Majority of the views are from Facebook. That's where it is. We have to embrace technology, just like the remote technology. It took a while. It took almost 8 years for the community to embrace it. There are still some naysayers, but it works. I sit here. I operated with this stupid little microphone this weekend. That was the only thing I had. I didn't have a VFO. I had a mouse. My mouse controlled the VFO if I wanted to use it, which I never did. Once I found my frequency in the morning, I stayed there for 12 hours. I was severely handicapped this weekend. Severely handicapped. If I was looking to cheat, as they suggest, I would have at least used a real contest logger. So anyway, I operated the contest with this microphone with no VFO. And all I wanted to do was show people, my friends and followers, thousands of them, 100,000 of them, on how to operate a contest. How wrong is that? How about giving me just a little bit of credit? I'm not asking to be patted on the back. I'm not asking to be patted on the back. I'm not asking to get an award. I've never been like that. just want to be left alone and let my friends, the 100,000, it's going to be millions. Not everybody in here is a ham radio operator. You've seen it, guys already mentioned. I don't have a ham license, but I love watching the show. It gets really, really frustrating to see this take place in a hobby. This is not even a job. We're talking about a hobby. It's a sad day. It's a real sad day here. Nobody from the contest committee, not a single one, not a one, has come up to me and said, we're looking into this and we think you may have violated a rule. The only source of information I got is from a guy who shared a few emails. I got emails. I know who's on the email list. I know what a few people have said. They have admitted that there is an email list going around to DQ W2RE. I don't even know if they have the authority to do it. But just a suggestion to DQ or force me to check log without even my input. They didn't even ask for my input. It's wrong. It's not how it works in this country. So, again, in 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, we're going to do this all over again. And this time, we're going to bring in the masses like never seen before. There are going to be followers in here. We're going to make sure that people are known. We're going to be on the air. And we're going to get people on the air. People are going to be, this contest, there are going to be new faces in this contest. We taught them how to contest. Now they're going to come back. Let's really think about the future of this hobby. If we're going to expand this hobby, we need a way to get people on the air. And if social media is a tool to do it, we should absolutely be using it. Tell me why it should be forbidden in contesting. Give me one reason why. I had no advantage over the weekend. I had no advantage. There was no advantage of me getting any additional contacts. It's a false premise. For a matter of fact, the two guys that had the next highest 20-meter QSO totals, I was sandwiched in between them. So if I landed up getting the extra QSO, so did they. If somebody came in off of social media and worked me this weekend, which some did, but they were in the contest. If they worked me, they probably worked the two guys that were sandwiched around me. Now, granted, the guy that probably I was competing against in 20 meters, I don't even know who that was. But let's just say he was in Arizona. Well, probably, you know what? I probably had the advantage. Not because of social media. Location. Location, location, location. It's why we build these stations on the ocean in Maine. Nobody else is taking the risk to buy land and build stations. It's what we do. I worked in Maine for 6 straight weeks. I worked in Maine for 6 straight weeks building that station. I put over 200 or 300 hours worth of work. I worked like a dog. I get my hand dirty. I don't pay anybody to do my work. And I had a great team. I had Crossy K1 Lima Zulu, and I had his group of guys working in tandem. We built 5 towers up to nearly 200 feet, and we built this station in a quick amount of time. And it's already been winning contests. Granted, Crossy doesn't operate social media, and he probably won't. It's not what he does. But he's now remoting. He's never used the remote technology until now. So for them to attack me that I made some extra QSOs because of social media is completely wrong. There is absolutely no proof of that. If anything, any extra QSOs I have in my log going to be because of the 10-watt guys in the United Kingdom. It's going to be because of the 25-watt guys in the Netherlands. Because we can hear them. We can hear them that nobody else can hear them. Now, there's another guy in Maine, K1DG, got a great station. I'm sure he would have heard them. There was November Radio 3 X-Ray that was on from Eastport. I'm sure he would have heard them. But there's a huge propagational advantage being in Maine. Don't make it like, because I made extra QSOs, it had been social media. That's a false premise. And that's what's being spread around on CQ Contest. God forbid they let this lay to rest, but no, they have to go and post something. And then try to stir up a controversy, and then let me get slammed along the way. It's just typical how these contesters operate. Not all. Just a handful of guys. So, again, I'm going to be back in here. This rant is pretty much over with. WW4LL has a great station in Maine, but he's inland. K1DG would have heard those stations. I don't think WW4LL would have. K1DG has a great station on the coast of Maine. He's a great operator. I guarantee if he was on 20 meters this weekend, he would have made the same amount of cues as me. If not more, he's a better operator. But to make the statement and make the claim that I use social media to gain advantage is absolutely false. It's really, really getting to the point and very irritating that these are our peers. Try to find something that a guy is cheating. That's what they're looking for. They want to bring somebody down because they're making a good for the hobby. God forbid they do something in the hobby to promote amateur radio. I don't see any of them having a youth program, spending hundreds of thousands of dollars a year for youths. I'm not a wealthy guy, but I'm giving back to the community. Again, I drove a truck for a living. Nothing was ever handed to me. My parents were poor. Not a single thing was ever handed to me. Fortunately, I have a great wife who supports my hobby, and she's a nurse. Without her, it wouldn't happen. But to come here and make false statements on a contest reflector page that I had an unfair advantage is completely false. Prove it. They just don't want to see somebody to be successful. They do not want to see social media to be successful. They just want to bring everybody down. Again, are irrelevant. It's only a handful of guys. There's some great guys in the hobby. There's some really good people in the hobby. But the good people in the hobby are keeping quiet on this because they don't want to be called out by their peers by backing W2RE. They're very quiet on this, and I understand why. But there are some contesters outside of the clique that are supporting us. The clique guys, nobody come out and said, "Hey, I think what you did was awesome." No, they're not going to do that because they don't want to be called out. They don't want to be called out. Everything on social media is being watched. Everything I post is being watched. Everything I do is being watched. The 100,000s of people that follow me is being watched. The 2.3 million people that have watched the videos, they're going to try to find out who you are. Well, I'm only kidding about that. But let's move forward. Let's make this a great program. I appreciate everybody being in here on a daily basis. I'm very grateful for people that tuned in, especially Mike 7, Mike Oscar Whiskey, Paul. Paul was in here the whole time, all 28 hours. He kept me company. When things were slow, I was chatting with him. I actually said to my friend Lee, WW2DX, after the contest, I said I actually enjoyed it. I was actually talking to people while I was contesting. I was having an inter-conversation outside of the contest. A single operator would understand that you don't talk to other people while you're operating a contest. I'm watching the chat window. I'm talking to Paul while I'm contesting. He kept me he kept me enthused. He kept me focused. He kept on saying, "Keep on going." Is there something wrong with that? Anyway, guys, really appreciate everything you're doing. And I really appreciate everybody following. Please share this video. I want this to get out. I want this to be known. My opening statement is very important, even though it was a vent. I need people to understand where I am. I love this hobby. I give back to it. I give back to it more than most. I will admit, I give back to it more than most. But the ones that are trying to penalize me don't never give back. Show me what they do for the hobby. Show me what they do for the hobby. There are great guys in this hobby. K3OR being one of them. He gives back to the hobby. K1DG, he gives back to the hobby. He did the WRTC in 2014. There's a lot of guys that give back to the hobby. But then there's a handful of guys that are just going to sit there and beat you down and never give a dime. And we know who you are. And we're going to call you out someday if you continue the attacks. Thanks for watching the video. This is Ray W2RE in New York, 7-3 all.